Yo, what's going on, guys? We're going to be playing Warwick jungle with maximum speed and ability haste, which is interesting because we're going to end up having to build a lot of AP to get that ability haste, because those are some of the best ability haste and movement speed items in the game. Cosmic Drive and Lichbane, 8% on the Lichbane and then 5% on Cosmic, plus Cosmic can give you an extra 15% once you're in combat. A lot of really good items there. For our runes, we took Predator with some Impact, Eyeball, Relentless, Celerity, and Water Walking. Celerity, Water Walking, Predator, and Relentless, all going to be giving us good movement speed. We're going to reset, get Oracles. It should be an interesting game. Enemy team has a pretty good comp. We have pretty good comp. Ultimately, we do outscale because Jinx and Lethal Tempo. They're 8 carry, no Lethal Tempo. So, late game, we have this in the bag. All we need to do is peel and get off some decent ganks. I do still think that traditional Warwick is much more consistent and it's going to be better for getting elo, but this build is a lot of fun and it's also been highly requested from the viewers. I've been getting this build request for years and years and years, playing just max speed for Warwick Rs, and now we're finally following through. We're going to smite it early to get our extra attack speed from our W. Once things are below half health or lower, you get ridiculous attack speed bonuses. We're already at 1.8. That's why you'll see some Warwicks only put 3 or 4 points in W, then they'll start maxing their Q. We are going to be maxing our W first because per level it gets lower cooldown and a bunch of other stats. Per level your Q barely does anything extra. The cooldown difference for your W per level going down by 10 seconds is kind of insane. Now that we're level 3, we could look for a gank immediately. I'm not going to because Echo's doing this, which makes me think they're trying to pressure my jungle. So if I were to have gone bot there, I could have lost my whole top side. Otherwise, going in for that gank I think would have been fine, because then we could have set up early boots so we could start utilizing our Predator. Not familiar with the Aatrox Gnar matchup. I assume Gnar has the tempo early, and once Aatrox has Gore Drinker, probably wins that. We go mid. Echo no boots, kind of low mana. And we'll W Ghost here. We'll get his flash. That's ridiculously worth, because we'll have our Predator soon, which is better than Ghost. And Ghost is on a lower cooldown than Flash is. He's going to be very gankable. Their bot lane has a lot of minions and it looks like they're going to ward. Right now it's not a good time to gank. I'd be forcing my bot lane to miss a lot of minions if I did that. Going to go ahead, pick up our boots and build into our first item, which is going to be Chem Tank. Could go Lichbane Rush first item. That wouldn't be awful. Our burst would be good, we'd be really squishy. Chem Tank helps out with your clears a lot, and also heaps of movement speed. Oh, nice. He just barely got it. Aatrox is caught in 1 versus 2. He goes down, of course. Not a big surprise there. I'm going to go ahead, Predator. I do have the red buff, so my teammates aren't ready. They can't follow that up. You got to know when to disengage. We got the Soraka flash. Go ahead, pick off this ward. I think our biggest win con this game is just Jinx. So we're going to try to play around bot as much as we can while still getting some CS. Wow, the Raptors and Krugs are kind of annoying to take on Warwick. Before you have a Balmy Cinder or a Tiamat style item, would not really recommend trying to take those a lot. I would only do it if like you really need it for the certain amount of gold or XP to get your power spike. Warwick's power spike's level 3 and level 6. Anything before or after, like anything before level 3, Warwick's kind of meh, and everything after level 6, Warwick's kind of meh. He doesn't get much better at those points. My bot lane's resetting right now. We could push for we could soak this wave. Yon's kind of low on health. I don't know if we can really help this guy. I think we'll take Raptors while we soak minions over the wall. I wouldn't normally recommend stealing or sharing XP with your laners if you don't get off a successful gank, because we're delaying Yon's level 6. Only reason I'm doing it is I don't think he'll be able to kill Echo anyways, even if he hits 6 early. Echo's a wiry champion. And plus I want to get my R. We're gonna W Predator. Oh, Hecarim's here. We get off double fear, disengage. Not too shabby. Hecarim's getting a nerf soon. He had a massive nerf on the way. It was coming in. Scuttle's coming up. I guess we can stay for that. Lucian's also really low. I don't think I should try to dive Lucian because Soraka could cuck that really hard and kill us all. She could be there any second. I didn't see when she backed. We'll try again for this. Yon's on his 6. He finds the R. We got the fear. I don't know if we're going to be able to run this guy down, though. Yeah. We're not going to be able to get it. We're pretty much tied CS with the Hecarim. We'll help him shove. Trying to leech as much minion XP as we can so we can hit level 6 timely. If you don't go for... If you can't get an early Bomby Cinder or an early team out on Warwick, it hurts your clears so much because the only thing you can take is basically blue, Gromp, Wolves, and red. The Raptors and Krugs become just so inefficient. We can take these at the same time, apply our jungle item burn to both of them. That way it'll be a little bit faster. Very nice. Lucian just bit the dust. I might actually be able to do something against Soraka. Nico. Oh, she doesn't have electrocute actually. Looks like Hecarim might be coming bot too, so we'll see. Yeah, pretty sweet. We did Predator, W Ghost. You'll normally do your Predator first, then W, because your W gives it away the soonest. It lets them know immediately. Fraction of a second. Your Predator, you have to be within like a screen like this for it to tell them. And even then, it's not quite a full screen, so. That's the secret sauce, guys. If there's one takeaway for this silly video, Predator, then W, then Chem Tank. Because Chem Tank, you have to be even closer for it to really do anything. Jinx is the key once again. She's the only way we're going to be able to shred their triple melee front line this game. Yon's going to get Soraka silenced and this, that, and the other. Jinx goes down and Nico goes down. No, that's our win con. I'll go for Herald. They're obviously going to take Dragon after getting a kill. Trading Herald for Dragon is actually really good. It's hard to argue that Dragon is better than Herald in the early game. In fact, Herald spawns in later than the first Dragon. I think that's proof enough on its own that Herald is the better objective. And on top of that, turret plates fall off 14-minute mark. So if you can get more turret plates than the enemies because you went for a Herald and they went for a crappy early Dragon, this is such a good trade to make. It is what it is. They are kind of caught bot side of the map. Oh, it's warded. Sucks. Maybe we can do something mid. Echo only tier 1 boots. Gnar tier 2 boots. Gnar would be very difficult to kill. He's gonna break my freaking thing. I W'd first there. That was a mistake. But Echo started to run anyway, so. Got the attach and the R. Easy pickup. If they're feared, they can't dodge your R. So if you're already behind them, you don't have to go in for a max range R 420 no scope snipe. You can look for a simple fear then R like we did there. That way we can't miss. Especially on a champion like Echo or LeBlanc where they're going to be hip hopping, flip flopping around. You'd want to fear those types of champions first. Like a Soraka or the Gnar. Sure, I'll go in for a max range snipe because they won't see it coming and it happens really fast when you're... So let's say, for example, Warwick's are, once he starts traveling, it's a half a second travel. Whether you're traveling this far or from here to base with your R, it'll take a half a second. So by traveling a farther distance, it actually gives them less time to react because by the time they see you, the hue and reaction speed just isn't that good. I assume this whole area is warded. 𝐒𝐿 can't kill us. He is stronger than us because he has Conqueror. Ooh, we can't get full chem tank. Might have backed a bit early. I'll run bot side. Jinx is about to get destroyed. Yeah, she's dead. Might be able to kill Soraka if she stays. Actually, looks like she's backing. So I'll just go for my wolves, I guess. We're not gonna be able to kill 𝐒𝐿 properly. He'll just run away. We need to go lay Herald before it's too late. Herald can nearly one-shot that turret. We'll Predator Ghost. Ooh, got the snipe. We didn't even use chem tank. That was just Predator Ghost, not even our W active. Sucks to suck, 𝐒𝐿. I'm getting that turret. Yone had no way out, so we just tried to fight it. Oh, we didn't quite get it. Just not quite enough. Gnar, tier 2 boots. Yeah, we are not going to win this fight. 𝐒𝐿's coming to back him up. Top lane is irrelevant right now. Since Aatrox has no boots, and Gnar has tier 2s, like how is Aatrox going to be able to help me if I gank? Gnar's going to outrun him, and Aatrox is going to be really far behind trying to catch up. Just like that. Aatrox built an advantage through a good trade, and then Gnar just walks away. It is what it is. Let's go use our chem tank. We need to get a little side angle on this guy. He plays so aggressive. W chem tank, baby. I knew he was going to go backwards because we had him so, like, he had nowhere to go, basically. He should die. Yeah, from the Yone thing and my challenging smite. Getting a big blood trail bot side. They finished the kill. It's gonna suck for me. She's not in range of my Predator yet, but she's in range of my W, which is on cooldown. Magic missile Warwick. I don't think we actually beat 𝐒𝐿 here. I don't think we should fight it. That's the one downside to this Warwick build is you're very weak and you can't really solo any of them. Cool, Yone got first turret and he finished off the turret. See how much value we got out of that Herald? We got first turret gold and we also got Yone like a lot of map pressure. And all they got was 6 ability haste and 6 attack speed. If you have to choose in the early game between Dragon or Herald, choose the Herald. It's so much better. Now, if your win con is Dragon Soul because you're playing like Nunu, then sure. But even then. Nico's pretending to be me. Lol. I think he would know pretty quick with how slow she's moving that's... Auto attack, queuing behind him. 𝐒𝐿's so big, so tanky. I could heal up off of camp really fast. Oh my goodness, Nico got obliterated. We're gonna lose that dragon now. I might even lose my red buff. Aatrox is getting put through the ringer. Make sure you're moving with your chem tank. Your chem tank builds up its stacks only when you take damage or move. It's not from you doing damage. So if you just stand here, you build it up way slower than if you move in between your attacks. Because look at the chem tank clear, it's insane. If you're not utilizing the chem tank, your clears will be poo-poo. I need to get over there. Oh, Predator W here. Chem tank R. Woo! You can't outrun me, right? I'm on Ghost. Got the fear back. Got him. Pretty sweet. Whole lot of fun landing these snipes. There's the only thing more satisfying is like constantly hitting +2 APs on Vigar when you're farming. Like infinite +2s is more satisfying. This is pretty gosh darn fun. Nar's full HP. He's too fed. I don't think we can do this. Like, he's so fed. Yeah. We should just get the Herald. Nar has tier 2 boots. He's Bramble, Divine. It's too much to kill in such a short amount of space. Even if Aatrox landed all of his CC, we weren't going to have enough time to... Oh, this fight's turning sour. I don't like this at all. I think we're all going to die here for this Herald. Oh, Jinx has nowhere to go. I can't save her. I know I can't save her. I gotta just watch her go down. That's terrible. Oh, man. She's our win condition, too. She's so far behind. All right, it's time for... Not Lichbane. It's time for the other one. I think Lichbane's kind of overrated. The item's been nerfed way too much. They've made it doo-doo feces. So Cosmic Drive gives a bunch of ability haste, and guess what? Lichbane only gives 15. This gives double, and it makes us a lot tankier. And once we're in combat, it makes us even faster, which is really nice for staying alive or running people down. Setting up the wave for her. I didn't want to crash on turret. She loses a minion. That's bad. Need her to get all the gold she can get. I wouldn't even mind giving her my camps at this point because we're at 383 movement speed, no tier 2s. On Predator Chem Tank, we're moving like 600. 55 ability haste. We should probably get Lucidities this game for more Rs. Alright, Predator W. Yeah, this guy's got nowhere to go. Nice. Decent. We'll take it. Getting a fat blood trail on the Hecarim. Soraka keeps him alive. We need big heal cut. If we don't have big heal cut, we're going to lose this game because Soraka. Yone just bought some heal cut, which is nice. I think it'd be best on Jinx because of her rockets. I'm gonna have to blow my nose in a minute, as you guys can hear. Once we get a kill or something, we'll base. Yeah, we just can't. Their flashes are too good. Oh, I'm a goner. She does... Okay. Alright, it's worth trading 1 for 1. Even if I give them shutdown, as long as Jinx gets the gold, it's worth. She's our win con. We'll take it. I gotta blow my nose. Been getting warm, dude. It's been getting real warm around here. I've been taking some nasal spray. It's been super helpful, but it can only do so much. Like, so instead of me having to blow my nose like 10 times per hour or 10 times per 30 minutes, I only have to blow my nose like once. So for those of you who haven't experienced the joys of expensive over-the-counter nasal spray, take my word for it, it's life-changing. Only gotten into it in the last year or two. It's so good though. It's increased my quality of life substantially. We're on our W. No one's here to back us up, so we'll go ahead and pull off. I need Jinx to take my wolves. I don't think she's going to though, because she doesn't like understand that she's our win con, so she's just gonna walk past them. I kind of just had to lay the Herald. I put it in a weird spot though. See if we can find a pick. Predator, 𝐒𝐿 we're ready. Herald's not gonna be able to do much here. Soraka block. Yon's pretty fed actually. He's double item. On their team, they only 𝐒𝐿𝐿𝐿's double item right now. Yon's items are giga expensive too. Those are two of the most expensive items in the game. Our items are not cheap. They're middle of the line. Support items are the cheapest. I guess all we need now is level 3 R for lower cooldown. That's pretty much it though. I want Jinx to take this. I don't think she will. Alright, time for W. Predator. Oh, that's not going to do anything because we're not on the Soraka. Ooh, alright. Come on, Jinx. Yeah, just... Jinx. Okay. Soraka went down. Yeah, not worth. If we don't R Soraka, we just lose. She's so freaking valuable. I didn't see her in the fight. I thought she was in that mosh pit, but she was behind the pit. I guess I need to get Bramble. Bramble's our next move, so we don't lose. We need some kind of hill cut. We only have one dragon, they have two. I don't think this game's gonna last long enough for soul. I think if this game lasts long enough for a team to get soul, that team's intentionally trying not to end it. Both teams have decent tools for shredding turrets. Ghost RW. Everything's up. Just need to be a little more patient. Team, I don't even remember. I think it was just like 𝐒𝐿𝐿𝐿 and Nico fighting. Gotta get on that Soraka. Can't get on her. If Hecarim's there, he'll knock me off. Jinx was not ready for this. I mean, we got quite a bit. We got Soraka R, Hecarim R, Lucian R. I think Lucian exhausted us. Our team wasn't able to get anything off of it, unfortunately. I think it's still really winnable. Whoever cast that surrender vote, I don't think they saw how much we got out of the enemy team. All they have is basically Gnar R right now. Jinx has executioners. Yeah, this is very winnable. We have the right items on our team. Echo out of position. The enemies are getting caught into a dive situation. Jinx just not able to output the damage. I have to find the Soraka. Couldn't find it, but Yon sure did. Whoa! Yeah, that was pretty worth. That was so worth. We need this dragon, and then I think we're back in business. Yon's so fed. Jinx is slowly getting there. We're starting to see the Lucian fall off more and more. None of them have any shutdowns anymore, which means we're, as a team, basically as fed as they are. The only thing that sucks is that they got our inhib, which is going to give them constant pressure. They're going to have to wait 3 minutes for Baron. Gives us a lot of time. That's how you counter 𝐒𝐒𝐂𝐈𝐀𝐋𝐒. You need big AoE. If you have a lot of just single target champions like 𝐒𝐒𝐿, then it makes the game hard. Because she can just focus heal that person. If you have AoE, not only is it hard for her to heal everyone, but you could also get her with that AoE too, like 𝐿 did, to where she can't really heal herself that well. I don't need blue. I'd rather go to Jinx so she can spam rockets. She's probably on full mute right now because of her score. She doesn't want to get flamed. It's a shame. I'm not offering her free camps. For a large portion of the game, she's had the opportunity. Looking at some movement speed items. I think we just go for the dead mans now. Pick up more health, more armor. Why does Fortunate Nature arbitrarily give more health than dead mans? That seems random. It also gives 70 magic resistance. Dead mans only has 45 armor. That's wow. Just a better item than dead mans these days. Its passives are better too. Oh, I wanted the 𝐒𝐒𝐂𝐈𝐀𝐋𝐒. Yeah, we took a little bit of aggro. It didn't get too much. Lucian got in the way. My hopes and dreams. I'm trying to threaten the 𝐒𝐒𝐂𝐈𝐀𝐋𝐒. It's so hard to get to her. Oh, we're all gonna die. Run, 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 run. Gnar has R and he's looking to use it. Oh man, I have to go catch this midway before we lose. Jinx does such little damage at the moment. Kind of need this to crash on our turrets so we can take it faster. It's a good thing 𝐒𝐿𝐃𝐋𝐒's back. If the enemies were smart, they should have just grouped mid and try to get a turret or two, then reset. Getting that outer bot turret, it's like, eh. I don't know how valuable that's going to be in their quest. Okay, so we just go for force. They have a decent amount of magic damage. So the 𝐒𝐒𝐂𝐈𝐀𝐋𝐒, Echo, a little bit on Gnar. A little bit on Hecarim. I assume one of Lucian's abilities is magic damage as well. If I could come in from behind the enemies and have vision on 𝐒𝐒𝐂𝐈𝐀𝐋𝐒, that'd make things so much easier. Hey, 𝐒𝐒𝐂𝐈𝐀𝐋𝐒. Since I'm already up close, I don't really want to use my R. She was out of position to do nonsense. Got him. We do go down, though. No one's pilling for Jinx. She goes down. I don't know how Yone died. I guess Lucian happened. 𝐒𝐿𝐃𝐋𝐒 has a whopping 3 KP. That's impressive. Normally top laners have around 30% KP because the lane is so detached from the rest of the game. But he is taking it up to the next level, having like less than 15%. He has like around 10% KP, a little over 10. He's just not in these fights. Well, now he's in the fight, but he's by himself. It happens. Got him underneath the turret. Oh, it would have been nice if Jinx could get a kill out of that. If they get Dragon, my death wasn't worth it. If they don't get Dragon, my death is kind of worth, because they would have gotten turret if I didn't do that. They would have shredded it really fast with Echo, Lich Bane, and Gnar, Divine Thunder procs. Keep fighting 4v6, 4v5, or 1v1. That's Nico's way of saying, hey, 𝐒𝐿𝐃𝐋𝐒, you have 3 KP. Why aren't you in these fights? That's the way you do it, though. If you're trying to convey a message in League of Legends, you can't target people. They clam up. They close down, like serial killers. If you guys saw that one video, that documentary, it was that like stud high school athlete who sold drugs, and then he gets caught, but they give him a special deal where he befriends this like serial killer and gets information out of him, type of thing. It's just like that. What I'm trying to say is this 𝐒𝐿 is that serial killer, and this 𝐒𝐂𝐈 is that high school athlete, post high school athlete. Yeah, like he's just, I don't know, he's just solo pushing down a lane really deep when we have no pressure. Looks like he's gonna get away. Very nice. That could have been really bad for the team. All right, W Predator time. That was probably our longest one yet. That's what she said. Jinx still managed to die. Echo smacked her with an R. Now Yon doesn't have R, I don't have R, and Jinx is dead. This fight's gonna be really hard. Gonna fear Hecarim off. I'm kind of blocking Lucian. I mean, it's better me soak the Lucian R than just some random person, right? Hey, we did it. We tanked. Yon's gonna do all the work. We're sitting there getting just punched in the face repeatedly. And it worked. Oh, I don't think they were in range when I W'd there. That's really tragic. You need to check the range of your W in Predator. Especially your W. If no one's in range of your W but when you click it, you don't get the bonus. It really sucks. I guess we'll just take Krugs. We're still not level 16 when Yon's level 18. It's so gross. Yon's on the bot lane split. Jinx is trying to figure out where she should go. And they are starting Baron because Yon's bot side. Looks like they decide they don't want to do it. I think they should have stuck with it. Yon has so many items. As long as I can block Lucian R with my face, we win. Because he can put a whole R on me. If I'm on my E, I can soak it. Only take half my health. W. I guess we'll go for the multi-fear. That's fine. This is where the scaling kicks in, boys. Oh, we're a magic missile. Come on, Lucian. That's an awkward fight for sure. The red buff's actually down. My R's up here in a moment. I don't think she should pose as Jinx. They might have went in on her there. She should have been posing as like Aatrox or something. Oh my goodness. See, that's what I'm talking about. That might set them up with Baron. And that is a force of nature. I think Deadman's has just been over nerfed. 45 armor. That's not even a tank item. That's like basically plated steel caps. So nerfed. Force of nature is so much better. More health, way more magic resistance. This gives armor, which is weird. Traditionally, armor items are supposed to give more armor than magic resist items give magic resist. Echo's bot side, I doubt they're actually on Baron right now. Yeah, they're not on it. If we are Echo or Soraka, it's good. Very good. Wow, that was wonky as heck. Got it. Got the out smite. Sirach, you dirty little dog! I just ran her down with autos. Auto attack into the R. Dude, our damage is actually not even that bad. Like, Lucian had over half health and we just wrecked him. Oh, he's gonna wait by the wall and kite me out. Where the actual fudge did he just go? He disappeared. He's kind of screwed. I'm okay. That's silly, to say the least, but that's very silly. It's kind of starting to tick me off. Whoa! Oh. That happens so fast. It's like twice as fast as an Ash arrow. Oh, this is soul for them. This was way more important dragon for them than it was for us. Wait. Yone's full build. Why am I letting him take my blue? You can't even use the gold or XP. Full build and he's level 18. I'm only going Lich Bane because once again, movement speed, it's going to give us a little bit of burst to help us finish off a squishy. That's all we can really do at this point in the game. Yone's not here, so this fight's kind of bad. Guess we're pushing bot lane with Yone. I don't think Yone should be on the split. He doesn't have TP. It just feels so bad. Hey, oh, we're about to lose the game off this. He knocked it away because he thought it was me. How funny is that? Yeah, Yone's gonna solo lose the game here for us. I have no clue why. I'm glad we finished off the Lucian with our red smite. I am. Oh man, I actually just can't believe he went for Hecarim there. There was Soraka, Lucian. Lucian was almost dead, and he went for Hecarim. Just doesn't make sense, man. Oh well. We got our Lich Bane. Hopefully Yone doesn't decide to split push with no TP when they have a Hecarim. That's pretty rough. Still very winnable for us, even with with everything that's going on here. I think Yone, he thinks he's a lot stronger than he really is. Nice. Gnar doesn't have big form. This might actually work. Oof. Our KingStix on cooldown. We have Predator though. I was so far away. We got ghost resets too. Yeah, where you going, Echo? Where you going, boy? You can't run from me. Chem tank, baby. That's actually really solid. We'll take it. They don't have well, they do have a TP. We could probably just end. I think we should just keep going. I'm pretty dang tanky. I guess we don't have minions. We gotta leave. Oof, Aatrox. Big oof. Oof. Don't die on us like this, Aatrox. Oh my god, he just did that. I guess I am full build though. And I'm full XP, so it doesn't matter. I do want this blue. Our Qs are doing 670. That's really, really good. Jinx just... Wow. I feel like Jinx and 𝐒𝐿𝐻𝐿 just aren't... They don't want to win. They really don't. They want to try to do very specific things, whether... Like, regardless of the risk factor. Like resetting in a random bush after like meandering for an extended period of time type of thing. Like so much risk, such a little reward. I know I'm getting collapsed on. Yeah, that might just be game. That sucks. I mean, at least we got some Rs and a TP, but it's not really worth dying like that unless we get Dragon. It's Soul. Soul is worth more than Baron 9 out of 10 times. Soul makes such a freaking difference at this stage in the game. Plus it's extra armor and magic resist, which would go a long ways. So we have so many items. We have to keep boots, unfortunately, so we can use our Predator. So we can't really sell any items here. We could get rid of Chem Tank, I guess, but part of the movement speed. Also decent burst, so yeah, nothing here I'd want to actually get rid of. Everything serves its purpose. Maybe get rid of the Lucidities. Yeah, we'll get rid of Lucids and go Plated. And then we'll pick up Iron Elixir. I think Plated will give more value at this stage in the game. Oh, that would have been satisfying if that connected. Soraka's a goner. That should just be game. I know I can't kill them. I'm just trying to keep vision on them and force them to me. Yeah, that's GG's, man. Okay, maybe it's not GG's. I just trolled. Holy crap. I don't think Yone and Nico can end from this position. No, we needed one hit on Echo and he was feared and he got away. That's so sad. They could just rush our base, I think. We have no Nexus turrets. Yeah, I think that's GG's, man. I think that's all there is to it. We're not going to be spawned in time. If we landed that R on Echo, we probably would have won because we only needed a few more hits on the Nexus. They could wipe our turret in just our Nexus. But anyways, that is GG's. That's all there is for this speed Warwick build. We'll take a look at the graphs, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Looking at damage dealt to enemy champions, even though we went full speed Warwick, even though we didn't have the most ideal damage items on Warwick, we still managed to do more damage than Jinx. Nearly as much as the Echo and Hecarim. I'm pretty happy with this damage output. For damage taken, we took the most damage in the game at 66k, and we self-mitigated the most damage in the game at 96k, so we tanked way more than everybody else. We did really good damage. I'm actually really happy with that, even though we lost. And these are our rune stats. All in all, I'd say this build was pretty successful and a whole lot of fun. Tons of carry potential. It is somewhat reliant on your AD carry having a certain level of competency. If your AD carry doesn't know how to kite or doesn't main AD carry, I would not recommend it.